Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's show. We are going into a very exciting astrological transit coming up. Saturn in Sidereal Pisces. Now, this is a major astrological event because Saturn is going to be here, and I'll share this with you later, for almost 3 years. So, do the retrograde and direct. So, we're going to expect to sit with this energy for quite a while. And I have a lot of friends in the collective who have Pisces placements and clients, etc. So, you'll definitely want to pay attention to today's show for lots of remedial measures that you can take to protect that beautiful energy. So this transit it's very significant because it's starting and coinciding with a powerful solar eclipse that I've been talking about quite a bit on the show as well. And that's on March 29th, this coming Saturday. So it's important that we be mindful as we come into this energy and really prepare for it. So I'm going to say hi to a few people who have come in. Samantha, oh, I'm sending you lots of love as you get mom to her doctor's appointment today. So thank you for letting us know and giving us an update. My lovely husband is here. It's good to see you, sweetie. Phantoma, it is lovely to see you. Welcome. Good morning, honey. I'm glad that you liked the AOC video and that your sister got something from it as well. I really appreciated your comments. The lovely Jacqueline is here. It is lovely to see you, Jacqueline. And good morning, Rose Blue. It's lovely to see you. Oh, and Viviani is here. It's lovely to see you, Viviani. Aw. And the lovely Swampy is here. Hey, y'all. Good to see you. Okay. So, while you guys come in, I want to go into this transit today because it's kind of a big one. Before I do, today is Brihaspati's Day. That's why I'm wearing yellow. That is Jupiter Day. So this is a really good day to, embark on any spiritual practice, study a new philosophy, do something interesting and introspective, because that's what Brihaspati likes us to do. So we have got a big thing coming. So I'm going to go ahead and describe this. Okay. So we're diving into an astrological event so potent it can literally rewrite reality as we know it. So imagine a solar eclipse in Pisces, but not just any eclipse, but a full-blown stellium. Rahu, Neptune, and Saturn are all cozy in Purva Bhadra Nakshatra, and they're throwing a bit of a bash. While the Sun, Mercury, and Moon, Venus, and both Mercury and Venus are retrograde, as well as Gulika, are having a more moody get-together in Uttara Bhadra. And they're all glaring at Ketu down there in Purva Falguni, Uttara Falguni. So we've got a lot of a lot of energy. You guys can see the stellium in the corner right there. So what's the translation here? Illusions are shattering, karmic debts are coming due, and the lines between reality and fantasy are getting seriously blurred. So I'm going to go into what this means for all of us, okay? And I'm going to do it by sign. So if you go to the description, I have a chart calculator that you can go ahead and click on. And what that'll allow you to do is participate in this and find out what your sidereal sign is. I can also put it in the chat for you as well, especially if you're joining me via YouTube. So I can pull that up for you now. And what this will help you do is follow along. And this is based on your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. So I'll go ahead and put that in the chat so you guys have that as well. Here you go. Okay. And then I'll put it in for Facebook too. Here's your own. Facebook's not letting me post. Okay, so if you want to do it, you can go to the description in Facebook and just click on chart calculator, and then you can all follow along. Okay, it's lovely to see you, Hershey. Welcome, dear. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is Saturn in Pisces and what you need to know. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about for the United States. All right. So for the United States, this cosmic drama unfolds in the 4th house. That's the house of home, security, and the nation's soul. This is directly opposite Ketu in the 10th house of career and public image. With the nation teetering on the edge of autocracy, the celestial showdown suggests a dramatic upheaval in the very foundation of American identity. We can expect hidden agendas to be exposed, national security to be tested, and power structures to crumble. So the public's perception of leadership will be radically transformed, and the nation's home can be destabilized after this particular eclipse, because that's the energy that it's bringing. So let's talk about what the eclipse is involving. Rahu. Now, Rahu is the north node. That is what's part of the stellium in the corner that you see in Pisces. So I found a few celebrities who have Rahu in Purva Bhadrapada: Matthew Perry, Rihanna, Jay-Z, and Gwen Stefani. Now, Purva Bhadrapada is ruled by Aja Ekapada. That is a form of Rudra. It's an angrier form of Shiva, and it represents an intense transformation and a burning desire for something beyond the mundane. So these individuals embody Rahu's obsessions with pushing boundaries, confronting taboos, and seeking unconventional paths to fulfillment. Matthew Perry's candid struggles with addiction, Rihanna's unapologetic evolution as a boundary-breaking artist and business mogul, Jay-Z's rise from a street hustler and cultural icon, and Gwen Stefani's constant reinvention of her image all reflect Rahu's relentless pursuit of the extraordinary. So, we can learn from their lives that Rahu in this nakshatra demands that we face our shadows, we embrace transformation, and we use our obsessions to fuel our evolution. This eclipse is really going to demand that we confront our own realities and not hide away from the necessary changes that are coming. I thought this cat was so cute. But I think it's important that we don't hide. We actually confront some of these energies, because it's important that we see the reality, okay, in front of us, and we don't choose to shy away from it. Okay, so let's look at what the signs of this affects. Now, Saturn will be in Pisces from March 29th, 2025 until June 2nd, 2027. And then he's going to move into Aries, okay? So that's when he retrogrades back into Pisces on October 18th, 2027, and then finally goes direct in Aries February 23rd, 2028. So Saturn's influence in Pisces will bring a focus on spirituality, intuition, and our subconscious. However, Saturn's nature is to bring structure and discipline, so we can expect a period of karmic adjustments and lessons in these areas. So Saturn aspects the third house from where he resides, the seventh house, and the 10th house from his placement. And so he's going to bring influence to these signs as well. So as you can see there, that's Pisces, Taurus, Sagittarius, and Virgo. And this is the sidereal calculation. So Saturn's crawl through Pisces will start in the fiery and transformative Purva Bhadra. And that is a cosmic pressure cooker. So we can expect illusions to burst like overripe fruit. Purva Bhadra's intensity forces us to confront really uncomfortable truths during this time and burn away what's inauthentic in our lives. So think of it as like Saturn's spiritual boot camp, where you're forced to face your inner demons and restructure your reality. Then Saturn is going to ease into a more serene yet deeply introspective Uttara Bhadra. Here the focus shifts from karmic settling to finding stability amidst the chaos. Uttara Bhadra is going to encourage us to build more solid foundations, but only after we've cleaned out the debris from Purva Bhadra's bonfire. So Purva Bhadra is going to come through and really kind of burn out what no longer serves us. And then Uttara Bhadra is going to say, okay, time to build a more solid foundation. It's going to build a time of more quiet reflection where wisdom is earned through past trials. So basically, Saturn is giving Pisces a makeover. It's going to be a little painful, then peaceful, but it will contain one lesson at a time. Okay. So let's look at the signs and houses that this is going to affect. So Saturn's slow, steady march through sidereal Pisces. Now, remember that Saturn is not just chilling in one house. He's throwing a drishti. That's his weighty gaze across the 3rd, the 7th, and the 10th houses from his placement. This is going to bring his influence to those areas as well. So let's see what Saturn has in store for you. So we are going to start with Aries. Now, this is sidereal Aries, and it's going to affect ascendants, suns, and moons. Okay, so let's look at what this is doing. Aries is waiting through your 12th house, and that's the realm of hidden realms of expenses. Expect challenges related to losses, hospitalizations, and large institutions. Saturn is also glaring at your second house. That's finances and speech. Your sixth house of health and hidden enemies, and your ninth house of higher learning. So it's time to be both grounded and spiritually sharp during this time. The Vedic mantra for Saturn is Om Shan Shanishwaraya Namaha. Om Shan Shanishwaraya Namaha. Om Shan Shanishwaraya Namaha. And you can do that via Amala 108 times to prepare for this transit. A modern remedy is you can start a daily mindfulness practice to navigate those hidden anxieties. And I want to thank Jane for encouraging me to put up the slides. She said that they were helpful. And this is actually part of my deck that I created. This is my Shani that I did. So I hope you guys like him. He's also on my website. All right, so Taurus, ascendant, suns, and moons. You guys are next. So we have March 29th through 2025, all the way to February 23rd, 2028, including the retrograde in Pisces, which I mentioned, back into Pisces. Okay. So Taurus, Saturn setting up shop in your 11th house of gains and friendships. Expect your social circle to be pruned and your long-term goals to face some delays. Saturn is also casting his drishti, or gaze, on your first house of self, your fifth house of creativity and children, and your eighth house of transformations. So this is a time to build solid relationships. You know, people that are, they don't just say that they're there for you, they actually take action and are a part of your tribe moving forward. If you feel like your creativity is being a little tested in children, just know that that's Saturn trying to create some changes there. And then that eighth house of transformations, that can bring a lot of big stuff your way. So it's time to manage your resources like a pro. And also, because this is on your first house, really watch your health during this time. Pay attention to when Saturn's gaze is directly on your ascendants, because that's going to be really important. So the Vedic mantra for Saturn is Om Namo Bhagavate Kurma Devaya. 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 And again, you can do that via Amala, especially if you're feeling that extra from Saturn, okay? And then a modern remedy, create a detailed budget and stick to it. No excuses, because that's what Saturn's really working with Taurus on right now. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Get that Excel spreadsheet out, dear Taurians. Okay, so let's move on to Gemini. So Gemini, Saturn is planting his flag in your 10th house of career. So expect a serious promotion or a serious increase in responsibilities. Now, when he was going through my 10th house, he actually removed my largest client and he brought me smaller clients and more work. Okay. He can also, because he's stationed direct on my moon, cause you to lose career clients and status and things like that. So you can expect a big change or shift here, whether it's moving into another career or taking on more responsibilities related to career. Saturn is also eyeing your 12th house of losses, so this can bring career loss as well and financial loss, so prepare for that. Your 4th house of home and your 7th house of partnerships will also be tested. Now, I just went through this year, Gemini is a Taurus ascendant. So I lost my home and I'm now living in Mexico, and my husband's going through a lot of health stuff. So you can definitely expect some testing to happen on this ground. And I'm coming out of 2.5 years of this. So I'm just sharing my experience in hopes that you can just prepare for it yourself, okay? This is also time to balance your professional life with your personal life. There's going to be a lot of juggling here. And then a really good Vedic mantra for you is also for Saturn, and that's Om Pram Prim Pram Sa Shanishwaraya Namaha. And that is a beautiful Bij or seed mantra that you can do, and that's best done on Saturdays or Saturn days. And you can also do the eclipse, because the eclipse is on Saturday. Okay. A wonderful modern remedy that you can do is you can set clear boundaries between work and home life. That was something that I kind of struggled with last couple of years, because we had a lot of responsibilities on our plate, especially with an international move. That 4th house really got hit. Okay. So let's move on to Cancer. So this is for Cancer ascendant, suns, and moons. Now, Cancer is trekking through your ninth house of higher learning philosophy. So expect challenges to your higher education, foreign travel, and even with your father during this time as well, because he's in that ninth house. So Saturn is also looking at your 11th house. That's your house of gains and profits. He's also aspecting your third house. That rules communication and self-efforts. And then your sixth house, that's the house of health and daily routines. It also rules pets and hidden enemies. You'll want to look at that. So this is time to reassess your beliefs, communicate clearly, and take care of your health and daily routine. Maybe introduce some new foods to your diet. This is also the house of hidden enemies, servants, and pets. So you will be tested in these areas as well. Now, a really good Vedic mantra for you is for Brihaspati, Jupiter, and that's best said today on Brihaspati's day. And that's Om Gram Grim Gram Sa Brihaspataye Namaha. And you can do that via a mala. And today's a great day to do that mantra, okay, dear Cancers? Now, a modern remedy is you can enroll in a philosophy or ethics course to expand your horizons or add to your spiritual headset, a new class, something fun that kind of helps you understand things a little better, especially when it comes to transformations, things like that. Ayurveda is also something you can look into as well, dear Cancers, because daily routines and things like that are going to be shaken up as well as health. Okay. Now let's get to our lovely Leo ascendants. You can see the whole background there. I took the background out of some of the images. So Leo, you're going to be welcoming in Ashtama Shani. This is a period of deep transformation. So you can expect significant changes and potential health challenges. My husband is a Leo moon, so I'm preparing him for this as well. Now, Saturn is also inspecting and aspecting your 10th house of career, second house of finances, and fifth house of creativity and children. So this is time for some serious inner work, dear Leos. So a really good Vedic mantra for you, and this can help with vitality, is Om Suryaye Namaha. Om Suryaye Namaha. Om Suryaye Namaha. And a wonderful modern remedy that you can do is you can engage in regular meditation and do some shadow work during this time. You might also benefit for what's called Surya Namaskar, which are sunrise exercises. You can do those first thing in the morning to honor the sun. Okay, now let's get to our lovely Virgos. So Saturn is setting up camp in your 7th house of partnerships. That's the main house. So expect your relationships to be tested. This would be marriage relationships and partnerships. Saturn is also gazing at your 9th house of higher learning, philosophy, education. That's also the father. It is also long distance travel as well. Your 1st house of self and health. Your 4th house of home, mother, and real estate. So now it's time to build strong, balanced partnerships while also reassessing your beliefs, your home life, and know that if you're trying foreign travel or anything big right now, that it could be blocked. Okay. So the Vedic mantra for you is one from Mercury, and that's Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. And what that mantra can do is help you concentrate on the areas that need your most attention and keep you from getting distracted from some of the other energies that we see coming out of this eclipse. Okay. Now, a modern remedy, you can take couples counseling. You can engage in regular relationship check-ins. Also, take care of your health during this time. And if you're finding that, like I said, we have another 2008 coming. It's going to affect the housing, and especially if you're living in the United States. Reassessing what home looks like to you, okay, because that area will get tested. So those are just a few areas to focus on after the eclipse and during Saturn's transit for you, okay, dear Virgos? All right, let's get to Libra. So Saturn is settling into your 6th house of health and daily routine. So you can expect the focus on your health, your daily habits, and dealing with hidden enemies. Saturn is also aspecting your 8th house of transformation, your 12th house of losses, and your 3rd house of communication. So now is the time to be really mindful of your health, your finances, and your communication, because these are all areas that are going to get tested. The main thing is the sixth house of health and daily routines. So as these other houses are getting aspected, it's important for you to really focus on maintaining structure during this time. So a really good mantra for you is for Venus. He's your ascendant lord, or your sun lord, or your moon lord, depending on what planet you're looking at. So Om Shukraya Namaha, Om Shukraya Namaha, Om Shukraya Namaha. And the best day to do a mantra for Venus is on Viernes, Venus Day, Friday. So you can do this as well tomorrow as a remedy. A modern remedy is you can start consistent exercise routine and address any lingering health issues that are cropping up for you. Okay, Libra? All right, now let's get to Scorpio. Scorpio, ascendant, suns, and moons. Saturn is moving into your fifth house of creativity and children. So you can expect challenges in these areas and possibly with investments, because the fifth house is also the stock market. We're already seeing that, okay? This is also the house of, like I said, creativity. So if you're feeling some blocks in these areas, just take a step back. Maybe don't put that project forward for the next couple of years, and spend this time in reflection, okay? Saturn is also eyeing your seventh house of partnerships, your 11th house of gains and profits, and your second house of finances. So imagine Shani Dev sitting in these areas and preventing you from moving forward. This is because he wants you to seriously reflect and reorganize these areas of your life. This is time to be responsible with your investments and nurture your creative expressions without expecting those things to be supported in return, okay? Because they're being blocked right now. So the Vedic mantra for Mars. Om Kujaya Namaha. Om Kujaya Namaha. Om Kujaya Namaha. And a modern remedy, dear Scorpios, is you can create a detailed investment plan and just stick to it, but do not make any big investment changes right now. Again, for entertainment purposes only, but know that Shani is in that house, okay? Now let's get to lovely Sagittarius. This is Chandra Dev here. So Sagittarius, welcome in Kantanka Shani. What is that? That is a period impacting your fourth house of home and emotional security. So you can expect challenges in these areas. Saturn is also casting his drishti, his glare, at your sixth house of health, your 10th house of career, and your first house of self. So now is the time to focus on maintaining stability and emotional balance. So the Vedic mantra for Chandra is Om Somaya Namaha. Om Somaya Namaha. Om Somaya Namaha. And the fourth house also rules mother. So mother's health can be tested during this time as well. So it's important to really focus in that area, especially if you're caretaking for mom. And again, this is from the Vedic calculations. So you'll want to make sure to use that calculator that I put in the chat and in the description. So a modern remedy, you can create a peaceful and stable home environment. If mom needs extra help right now, know that it's because Saturn is aspecting your house. And know that your emotional security will be tested. So it's important that you just try to stay strong through this. And I hope that that mantra and remedy can help you as you move through this, because this is not an easy time for you. Right. So, dear Capricorns, you are next. Capricorn, ascendant, suns, and moons. Saturn is moving into your third house of communication and siblings. And this is also your house of self-efforts. So you could expect increased responsibilities and challenges in these areas. Saturn is also eyeing your fifth house of creativity and children as well, your ninth house of higher learning and foreign travel, and your 12th house of losses. But this is also the house of spirituality. So this is something that you can move into. So it's time to focus on clearer communication and perseverance in these areas. A wonderful Vedic mantra for Saturn is Om Shanishwaraya Namaha. Om Shanishwaraya Namaha. Om Shanishwaraya Namaha. And I would recommend taking a communication skills workshop, especially if you feel like you're not being heard, because your communications will be tested. You can expect a little bit more fire from the other side of the mirror. That's what I see other people are in our lives, as they are mirrors for improvement in the areas, especially that Shani is sitting in. So if you're feeling these blocks, just see them as valuable tools for improvement in these areas. Okay, Capricorn? Now let's move to Aquarius, ascendant, suns, and moons. So Shani is finally leaving your ascendant, your sun, and your moon. He's been there for over 2.5 years. So he's going to not be directly on you, which is great, but he will be settling into your second house of finances and speech. So you can expect to focus more on your finances and communication during this time in the form of speech. The second house also rules food, so you might be changing your diet and the way that you approach food during this transit as well. Saturn is also aspecting your fourth house of home, your eighth house of transformations, and your 11th house of profits and gains. Now, the second and the 12th house here are really highlighted, as well as the fourth. These are all financial security houses. So you're going to really be asked to step into creating some stability in this area. The 11th house also rules tribe and friendships. Okay, so you'll want to do some pruning in those areas as well. But it's time to exercise caution, especially with your finances, and be very mindful of your words. So I'm going to give you guys a longer Vedic mantra for Saturn, because you have been through quite the transit with him being directly on you for the last 2.5 years. No more. Okay. Om Nilanjana Samavasam Ravi Putram Yamagrajam Chayamaratam Dasambutam Tam Namami Shani Sharam. The best day for you to do that mantra is on Saturdays, and you can do that via a mala, especially if you feel the need to really work with Saturn in these energies. A modern remedy is to just create a solid financial plan and stick to it, because you've already had Saturn on you, so I don't have to tell you what his influence has been like for you. It's been a lot. Okay. Now, Pisces, you're next. We just went through this as Aquarians. Now you get to move into this energy as Pisceans. This is affecting your ascendant. This is ascendant suns and moons in sidereal Pisces. So this is on your first house, yourself, your health, you as a person. So expect increased responsibilities and potential health challenges during this time, especially if this is on your ascendant. If this is on your moon, you can expect this to affect your emotional state. If it's on your sun, the ego, okay, that can bring job and career changes too if you have a sun in Pisces. So Saturn is also eyeing your third house of communication, your seventh house of partnerships, and your 10th house of career. So now is the time to focus on self-discipline and maintaining a healthy lifestyle as you undergo all of these changes. Now, a really good Vedic mantra for you could be for Jupiter, because Jupiter is exalted in beautiful Pisces and rules this house as well. So that is Om Guruve Namaha, Om Guruve Namaha, Om Guruve Namaha. And a beautiful modern remedy that you guys can do right now is you can start a regular exercise routine and really prioritize that self-care. Okay. So, I hope that was helpful, you guys. I did spend some time on this so that you would have lots of things to look forward to and to work with. But know that as Saturn moves into Pisces during the eclipse, it is going to create a lot of karmic energy. And the solar eclipse on the 29th will only amplify these energies, okay? So the stellium in Pisces combined with Saturn's transit is going to signify a period of profound transformation as well as karmic adjustments. So pay very close attention to your intuition and be prepared to adapt to these changing circumstances. The most important thing you guys can do right now is create an action plan, because Saturn's influence is all about learning and growth. And by understanding these transits and taking appropriate action, you can navigate these challenging times with greater ease. So I hope that you guys can stay tuned for future videos on specific remedies. I will be sharing more. And I really encourage you all to please like, share, and definitely subscribe, as I'm going to be laying out a lot more of these in the future. And I think it's important that we stay on top of these transits because they are going to bring a lot of profound changes in our lives moving forward. Okay. So, oh my goodness, I hope you guys found that helpful and that you can share it, and that you get some of the remedial measures can help you navigate through some of these things as well. Okay, so I'm going to go to your comments and see if there's any questions I can answer for you. All right. Oh, I see a lot of you have come in. It is lovely to see you. Lovely Jacqueline is, Stash Man is in the house. Yes, howdy all in the chat. The lovely Tarot Stash is here. We had a lovely time reading together yesterday. So thank you for sharing space with me, Gerald. It is always a pleasure to spend time with you. And everyone's saying hi to each other. Yes, Stash is in the house. We appreciate him very much. And then Jacqueline says, don't forget to like almost 100% on who's holding out. Yes, we are all we're all dealing with this energy together. So it's important that we have each other's backs as we move through this. And the lovely Lauren, it's good to see you. She says, good morning, Michelle, Jonathan, Astrological Tribe. And you are a Libra rising, Rose Bruce. So yeah, so if you need to push the replay, get the mantra, just kind of maybe write down the houses that are specifically affecting you. And so when these trials come up, we can prepare wisely for them. Okay. And the lovely Jane is here. Thank you for saying good morning to everyone, Jane. It's lovely to have your energy here. Oh, we really appreciate you. And I'm glad that you appreciated the slides. And that was Jane's inspiration. She goes, I love the slides. So I made sure to create some more for you guys so that you can look at the deity, see the mantra written down, and give me some time. I'm going to go ahead and create chapters by sign. So you guys can go ahead and just go on, find your sign, and look back on this because it's going to be going on for quite a while. And the eclipse is getting us started off in this area as well. Okay. And then Phantom says, yes, so real, dealing with health challenges for me and my youngest son. I'm sorry to hear that, sweetie. And know that Jonathan and I will be keeping you in our mantra practice, and know that you are a very valuable part of this community. So you can always reach out for that extra support. Okay, Phantoma? Jacqueline says, trust your gut. That's great advice. Yeah, you're welcome, Jane. Thank you, sweetie. I really appreciate your encouragement. And Janet says, good morning, Michelle and everyone. I've been listening. I can't chant because I'm outside with chickens. Oh, my goodness. Appreciate you too, sweetie. Have fun with the chickens. Oh, my goodness. And you need to watch from the beginning. Excellent. Yeah, please watch the replay, share. I put a lot into these so that you can get the most out of this. So, and Miss Monkey, welcome, Miss Monkey 70. I'm new to a lot of this, so I'm finding this all interesting. Oh, well, I'm glad that you are able to tune in and get something from it, Miss Monkey. Thank you for joining and sharing your energy with us. We have a really great community here, so we always welcome new faces. So, yeah. I hope you guys found that helpful. I am not going to be here tomorrow and the next day because we have the eclipse energy and we need to prepare for it. Because as many of you know, this is Jonathan's nodal return. So he is directly involved with this eclipse. Saturn will be directly on top of his Rahu, opposite his natal Saturn and Ketu and his moon. So he has a lot of planets taking place here. So we have a lot of remedial measures to do for him. I don't give you guys remedial measures without doing them myself. So know that I will keep you all in my heart and in my mind as I do remedial measures for Jonathan and I, and because you are part of this beautiful tribe that I will be thinking of you as well. So, and Jacqueline says, I appreciate you all. Let's kick today's butt. I agree, Jacqueline. So I will be back on Sunday, okay? And in the meantime, know that I am praying for you. And that you are very important to Jonathan and I, and that we're sending you lots of love. So, Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Love, and take care, everyone.
Sacred knowledge from the stars. Vedic truth heals ancient scars. Mantras clear the karmic way, bringing light to guide each day. Let the planets Ancient wisdom.